Have you ever felt that someone smiles at you, speaks kindly, and even acts supportive, yet something never feels right? You can't explain it, but around them you feel judged, uncomfortable, or strangely drained. The truth is, not everyone who acts friendly genuinely likes you. Some people hide dislike behind politeness because it protects their image while quietly damaging yours. Psychology suggests that hidden resentment often reveals itself through subtle behaviors most people overlook. In this video, you'll discover 7 powerful signs that someone secretly hates you but pretends to be nice. And make sure you stay until the end, because the final sign is the one people ignore the most, and it can completely change how you see the people around you. Before we begin, remember this: hidden dislike is rarely loud. It doesn't always appear as open insults or obvious conflict. More often, it hides behind fake kindness, forced smiles, and carefully chosen words. The more emotionally intelligent someone is, the easier it becomes to notice these subtle patterns. So as you watch, ask yourself, have you seen any of these signs in someone close to you? One of the clearest signs of hidden resentment is the way someone reacts when something good happens to you. When you share exciting news, they congratulate you, but something feels missing. Their smile seems forced. Their excitement feels rehearsed. Instead of asking questions or sharing your joy, they quickly change the subject or give a cold, emotionless response. Sometimes they'll even add a small negative comment like, "You're lucky. Let's see how long it lasts," or "Anyone could have done that." These words may sound harmless, but psychology suggests they can be subtle attempts to reduce the value of your achievement. People who genuinely care about you usually feel happy when you succeed because your happiness doesn't threaten their self-worth. But someone who secretly dislikes you often sees your success as a reminder of their own insecurity. And this is only the beginning. The next sign is even harder to recognize because it often looks like simple curiosity when, in reality, it's something completely different. At first, it may seem like they're simply interested in your life. They ask about your job, your relationships, your future plans, your finances, and even your personal struggles. It feels like they genuinely care. But over time, you notice something unusual. They know almost everything about you, while you know very little about them. Whenever the conversation shifts toward their life, they quickly change the subject or give vague answers. Psychologists often describe this as one-sided information gathering. Some people collect personal details not to build trust, but to better understand your weaknesses, predict your decisions, or use that information against you later. This doesn't mean that everyone who asks questions has bad intentions. Healthy relationships are built on curiosity and openness from both sides. But when someone constantly wants access to your private life while keeping their own hidden, it's worth paying attention. Real trust is mutual. It flows in both directions. Someone who secretly dislikes you may listen carefully, not because they care, but because information can become a tool. And if you think that's unsettling, the next sign is even more deceptive. It often sounds like advice, but deep down, it's designed to slowly damage your confidence. Not every compliment is meant to make you feel good. Sometimes, people who secretly dislike you will praise you, but only in a way that quietly undermines your confidence. They might say, "You actually did a great job. I wasn't expecting that." Or, "You look nice today. It's a big improvement." At first, these words sound positive, but if you listen carefully, you'll notice they contain an insult hidden inside the compliment. Psychologists call this a backhanded compliment. It's a subtle way of lowering someone's confidence while appearing polite and supportive. Because the criticism is disguised as praise, it's difficult to confront. If you react, you may even seem overly sensitive. People who genuinely respect you don't need to hide criticism inside kind words. Their compliments feel sincere, encouraging, and free from unnecessary comparisons. But someone who secretly resents you often wants you to question yourself, even while pretending to lift you up. And the next sign is even more revealing. Instead of attacking you directly, they begin attacking something just as important: the people and dreams that matter most to you. One of the most overlooked signs of hidden dislike is how someone responds when you set healthy boundaries. The moment you say no, ask for space, or choose to protect your time, their attitude suddenly changes. They may act offended, make you feel guilty, or joke about your decision in front of others. Sometimes they'll say things like, "You've changed, you're too sensitive," or "I was just trying to help." At first, these comments may seem harmless, but over time, they create pressure to ignore your own needs just to keep the other person comfortable. Psychology suggests that people who genuinely respect you also respect your boundaries, even when they don't agree with them. But someone who secretly dislikes you often sees your boundaries as an obstacle. They don't want control to disappear, so they try to make you feel guilty for protecting yourself. Healthy relationships grow stronger when both people respect each other's limits. Unhealthy ones become uncomfortable the moment you stop saying yes to everything. And the next sign is perhaps the most difficult to notice, because it doesn't happen when you're around, it happens when you're not. One of the strongest signs of hidden dislike is inconsistency. When you're alone with them, they seem polite, calm, and even supportive. But the moment other people are around, something changes. They interrupt you more often. They laugh at your opinions. They make subtle jokes at your expense. Or they ignore your ideas until someone else repeats the exact same thing. These behaviors are rarely obvious enough to be called bullying, but they slowly chip away at your confidence and credibility. Psychologists explain that some people protect their public image by hiding negative feelings in private, while expressing them through subtle social behaviors when they have an audience. This allows them to appear friendly while quietly lowering your status in the eyes of others. People who genuinely respect you don't change the way they treat you just because someone else is watching. Their kindness is consistent whether you're alone or standing in a crowded room, and the final sign may be the most revealing of all. It's so subtle that most people mistake it for normal behavior, yet it often exposes someone's true feelings better than words ever can. The person who secretly dislikes you rarely tries to stop you directly. Instead, they quietly discourage your progress. When you share a new goal, they immediately point out the risks. When you're excited about a new opportunity, they focus on everything that could go wrong. And when you finally achieve something meaningful, they respond with little enthusiasm or none at all. They might say, "Are you sure that's a good idea? Don't get your hopes up." Or, "I don't think it's worth the effort." At first, these comments may sound like honest advice. But if every dream you share is met with doubt, criticism, or discouragement, it's worth asking whether they're protecting you or protecting their own comfort. Psychology suggests that people who genuinely care about you want to see you grow, even if your success eventually surpasses theirs. Someone who secretly resents you, however, often feels threatened by your progress because every step forward reminds them of what they haven't achieved themselves. Real supporters give you confidence. Hidden critics slowly take it away. And now comes the final sign, the one that reveals someone's true feelings more clearly than almost anything else. The final sign is the one most people ignore. It's not something you see. It's something you feel. Whenever you're around this person, you feel emotionally drained, unusually tense, or constantly on guard, even when they've done nothing obviously wrong. You leave conversations questioning yourself. You replay everything you said. You wonder if you somehow made a mistake. Psychologists often explain that our brains pick up subtle signals long before our conscious minds fully understand them. Tiny changes in tone, facial expressions, body language, or inconsistent behavior can create a feeling that something isn't right even if you can't immediately explain why. This doesn't mean you should judge people based only on a feeling. But when that feeling appears again and again, and it's supported by the other signs we've discussed, it's worth paying attention. Your intuition isn't always perfect, but neither should it always be ignored. Sometimes the people who smile the brightest are the ones hiding the deepest resentment. And the best response to hidden dislike isn't revenge or confrontation, it's awareness. Not everyone deserves unlimited access to your time, your energy, or your trust. Pay attention to patterns, not isolated moments. People eventually reveal who they truly are, not through what they say, but through what they consistently do. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more insights into psychology, human behavior, and personal growth. Thank you for watching.